The Denver and Rio Grande Western narrow gauge was one of the last common carrier operations of its kind by the 1960s. In 1961, noted railroad photographer Don Kehl explored the Denver and Rio Grande Western narrow gauge from Alamosa to Antonito over to Chama, as well as views of operation between Durango and Silverton and over the Farmington Branch. K-36-488 is seen backing light at Alamosa before pacing more K-36s double-headed out of Alamosa toward Antonito. .486 has been moved toward the rear of the train to balance out the power for the climb over Cumbres Pass, and the two K-36s head out of Antonito toward Chama. .486 would make its last runs for the Rio Grande shortly after these sequences were taken. Happily, this engine has been preserved and is on the Durango and Silverton narrow gauge railroad. .486 heads west out of town with a freight. On another day, we see K-37-497 heading toward Cumbres with K-36-484 pushing at the rear ahead of the caboose. 497 and 484 both survive today at the Cumbres and Toltec Scenic Railroad. The same pair is seen again working an afternoon train toward Cumbres. Once at Cumbres, the 484 will be cut off and the 497 will continue with the train the rest of the way to Alamosa. The scenery out of Durango through the Animas River Canyon proved so popular that the Rio Grande was running passenger trains for tourism well into the 1960s. These views of 486 show it running with a passenger consist over the now abandoned Farmington Branch. .486 arrives back into Durango while K-28 473 prepares for another run to Silverton. Okay. 473 leaves Durango heading towards Silverton. Luckily, there have been generations of rail fans who have loved the Rio Grande narrow gauge so much that it still survives in two separate operations. Out of Chama, one can still ride the Cumbres and Toltec Scenic Railroad to Antonito, Colorado. And of course, these operations out of Durango towards Silverton still continue to run as the Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad.